Hey there, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Fantasy for the Ages, the show where father and son get together, talk about fantasy, science fiction, whatever other nerdy stuff we want to talk about. Today is one of our special episodes where it's just me, Zach's off gallivanting doing things, but I'm not alone here. I have special guests with me because we're here to play a game. That's right. This is our monthly This or That game show, and we're going to have a lot of fun here tonight. This is a special This or That game in that the Wheel of Time Season 2 is out now, finally, halfway through. So we've themed this episode, this show, entirely on the TV show. So the prompts that are going to come at us here today are based on the show so far. Things from Season 1, things from the first half of Season 2. If you haven't watched the show and you're just here for the fun, it'll still be fun. Don't stress about it. If you haven't finished all the books yet, that's all right. It's still going to be fun. There might be spoilers that come spilling out of people's mouths, but it won't be with context, so you will have no clue what we're talking about, and you can just enjoy. If you are here in the chat, I see we've got some live people here with us now. Live people is much better than dead people. Those of you here with us live, feel free to join along when we're playing the game and put your thoughts and ideas in the chat. If we notice some that make us laugh, I'll put it up on the screen too. How we play This or That is pretty simple. There will be two prompts on the screen, this and that. Each of our three players will be trying to decide which choice they prefer. They want to go with this or they want to go with that. And they will hold up a card that says this or that to the screen, but of course it'll be turned so you can't see it yet. Neither can their fellow players. And then one at a time, I'll ask them to reveal their answer and tell us why. Why'd they pick this? Why'd they pick that? After everyone reveals, okay, somebody gets a point. Because if they all picked the same option, the game host gets a point. If one of them picked option this and the other two picked that, whoever picked the one thing that's different, that person gets a point. We'll play for about an hour. Whoever has the most points wins, earns eternal glory, and nobody really cares. We're just here to have fun. But let's see how it goes today. I'm going to bring in our guests. We have the fantastic creators from Talk Around Riyadh, the Wheel of Time Showcast. Joe, Jen, Tom, how you doing?
Great.
Doing well. Thank you for having us.
I want to give you each a moment to just, say hi, say hello to the people watching. Tell them anything you want about yourself. Joe, be the fearless leader. What do you want to say to people?
I'm happy to be here, Jim. Thank you for having us. I'm pumped and ready for a really great night and ready to get all of you shit-faced.
Jen, how about you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me. Also, I love games, I love drinking, and I love the Wheel of Time. So three
How
of them
could we
all
go
together would be a great night.
Absolutely. And Tom, hello. What do you want to say to the world?
Hi, I'm Tom. I'm a member of Talk Around Riyadh, the Wheel of Time Showcast. We're a podcast. If you don't know us, please check us out. You can follow us anywhere on social media, and you can listen to our podcast anywhere you can stream podcasts. Two co-hosts are usually good at promoting us, but I guess they forgot that's part of what we're doing tonight. I am also very happy to be here, Jim. I appreciate that you invited us on, and I'm really looking forward to getting shit-faced.
Jen and I started the game well before all of you, so that's why.
Thank you all for being here. And for those of you out there who haven't heard of their show, I don't know how that happened, but check it out. If you're at all interested in the Wheel of Time on Prime, their coverage of things related to show content is amazing. I've listened all of their episodes, and they're just delightful. They're also just fun people to listen to, regardless of the content. Tangents are real. Tangents are fun.
You've listened to more episodes than Tom, Jim.
Yes, but Jim, thank you for those kind words. The check is in the mail. So
appreciate it. Speaking of checks in the mail, we have a Patreon. If any of you want to support us, please do. They have a Patreon too, and I support them. So the check is actually in the mail to you guys. So there it is.
Pick Jim over us. It's worth it.
I won't argue with that. Hey, all right.
Jim puts out way more content than we do.
Yes.
He's a
My hobby has gotten out of control. That's 100% accurate now.
You'll definitely find something you like on Fantasy for the Ages because there's a ton of content.
Appreciate it. So let's get to this content, talking about this game. And again, since their show is all about TV content, that's why we are theming this on the TV show. Plus, it just came out and it's awesome. And if you don't agree with me, you're probably not watching this today. So let me bring up our first prompt and we'll talk about what's going to happen here. So on the screen, you see half of the prompt, and I'm going to reveal the other half in a moment. But once I do, they have to wrangle then with their decision. And there'll be some corny little music playing in the background, and that'll let them know when their time is up. So they're trying to decide this time between persimmons, is that what they would go with, or pomegranates? A simple choice. Which one do they want? Your choice again, hold it up to the screen in a way where we can't see the word yet, and neither can your players. You can change your mind until the music ends.
How long is this music, Jim? Just for our edification.
About 30 seconds.
Okay.
It's an isometric exercise, Joe. Just keep that arm raised. It's for the calories burned.
Feel free to talk crap to your contestants.
I want to do some Johnny Carson right now.
Oh, some Karnak.
Karnak, that's it. That's what the name was.
Things I like to stick in my ass.
What?
I don't think he ever did that one. Pretty sure. I used to watch it with my grandma, and I'm sure we wouldn't have been watching if he said that. Okay. Joe, you get to go first this time.
Oh,
did you pick this or that?
Jim, I picked that.
Pomegranates. Pomegranates, Joe. Why? Why pomegranates?
Well, frankly, Jim, I have no idea what a persimmon is. I've heard of it. I've seen a tree. I saw it in the first season. I don't know what it tastes like. I don't know if it's good. Pomegranates I've tasted before. They're delicious. They're juicy. They're fruity. They're refreshing. So I'm going to go with pomegranates.
That's fair. That's fair. It's one of the burning questions now. Alana was enjoying her persimmons and she switched to pomegranates. What's going on? We don't know. Jen, what do you think? Which did you go?
Wait. Before we get to that, there's a clear answer to that, Jim. The persimmons are no longer in season.
Oh,
remember?
The persimmons were in season.
Gotcha. Jen?
Okay.
Which one are you going with?
Before I turn it around, I have to give credit to my wonderful husband, Dan, who's been on our show before, for designing these cards because they're quite beautiful. I also went with that, and I just want you guys to get a good look at the card that he designed for me. For some reason, I picked that because this was a hard choice for me because I actually don't eat fruit very much. But I went with pomegranate for the same reason Joe did. I actually don't really know what a persimmon is, and I've heard of a pomegranate, so I went with that.
Okay, who doesn't eat fruit? I'm like, whoa, what? Okay.
Or vegetables.
Or vegetables.
You don't need those either.
I'm a carnivore.
Just give me a steak. Okay.
Carbs and meat.
All right.
All right. Now, Tom, you control a lot because they both picked that. And if you did as well, I'm in the money. I get a point. But if you pick the other, you're getting the point. So what do you got, Tom?
Unfortunately, I also picked that. Now, I didn't have Jen's husband to make some sort of fancy card. These are my son's index cards that I stole from his school supplies. But that's all right. Anyway, I picked that because Leandrin's pushing the persimmons hard, and I don't trust her. And that's really it.
All right. Well, there we go. So that it was all the way around. And the host takes a point. So you're all losers already. That means you have to take a drink. That's how the game works.
I thought it was the opposite. I heard you explain it 3 times and I still didn't understand. I thought we won.
No.
Well, we win. In a way, we win.
Yes.
We all won.
You're all winners in your own mind. It all works. It's all good. Those of you following along in chat, enjoying the comments that you're putting out there. There's lots of interesting things that are showing up. some of these getting a little deep. You know, Lumen is showing some deep understanding of mythology and such. You know, so legitimate rationales there. All right.
There you go.
All right. That was perhaps the easiest of the ones we'll do.
Okay.
Let's try our next one. So this time you have to decide between your choice of crossing through Shader Logoth or Shadar Logoth or however the heck you want to say it, or traveling the ways. And our context is the show. So you're thinking of how these have been portrayed in the TV show. Which of these options do you want to go with? You have time to think.
Okay.
This is a good one, Jim. This is good.
Nice, nice. I have to admit, for me, you know, not giving an answer, but the ways look very different in the show from what I visualized. Shader Logoth, not so much.
The ways are hard to visualize in a TV because they're so like abstract and surreal.
Well, they're impossible.
Right, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, Jen, we start with you this time. Which choice did you go with?
Okay, I picked this, and this is my this card.
Yes.
Nice.
I picked this because I absolutely would have no idea where to go in the ways, and at any point could fall to my absolute death. And Shadar Logoth didn't look so bad in the daytime when they first got there, and I just would have to walk through. So that's why I picked cross through Shadar Logoth.
Good answer. Good answer.
Okay, fair rationale. Uh-oh, Joe's happy with your answer. Okay, Tom, what do you have?
I also chose this. I chose this because I think I'm very psychologically fragile. And I think that if the Black Wind came,
Doesn't want to hear what they would say.
I couldn't handle it. I couldn't handle it. I know that about myself. I'm fundamentally weak inside. So I'd choose the certain death of Mashadar over
having to hear those things.
Over having to hear what I really think of myself. So I'm going with Shadar Logoth.
That is fair. All right, Joe. It's up to you again. Who's going to end up with a point?
We've been spending so much time together, and this is what happens. This is what happens. I also picked this, right? In the ways, you're in like another dimension. I mean, like, how do you get out? You have no chance of getting out of that place if you get lost in there. At least Shadar Logoth, right? You can see the sky. It's a normal place in the sense of like it follows the laws of physics that we know and love. So yeah, that's why. I mean, like Jen said, it wasn't so bad in the daytime, and there's treasure there as well. So
you can't touch the treasure.
Oh, and here's another thing, right? Trollocs won't go into Shadar Logoth, or are less likely to go into Shadar Logoth than they are into the ways as well. So.
All right,
everyone.
Fair rationale. Like you said, you spent a lot of time together. Your brains maybe think awfully similar. This is going to work well for me then. You guys drink up again, and I take home another point. Again, thank you, those in the chat. You're entertaining us. This one was out of context from this question, but it's just made me laugh. So.
Thanks, Kate.
You know, I can say that particular comment has not come up on our show before. So, hey, you know, fresh content here for you all today. Let's move on. Our third option. And okay, I'm particularly proud of these prompts. So our first one, Layla getting axed by Perrin. And the second choice, getting right to the point with Uno.
Oh, jeez.
So, which do you prefer, this or that? they're kind of rough. I know.
Prefer is such a weird
I know.
word
Like,
for
for
me
how?
to prefer.
how?
It's like, do I have to pick? Yes. Yes, you do.
Okay. I don't know.
This one, perhaps, there's a greater chance you will not think of the same option between the three.
My
of you.
goal is that we all say the same thing every time. That's my goal. So I'm trying to think about what Jen and Tom are going to answer. And that's how I'm picking mine.
Trying to predict their minds. That's a dangerous place.
Getting right to the point. Ugh.
It was indeed rather shocking when that happened. I don't think anyone saw that coming. All right, Tom, we start with you this time. What do you have?
So, I actually went the opposite of what Joe did. I'm trying to get a point here. These two know how much I hate the Layla getting axed by Perrin storyline in part one. That they make Perrin a murderer. So I went with this to try and outthink them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bold move there, Cotton.
See if it will work. He cannot see with a blindfold on. So yeah, that's it. It's my least favorite adaptation choice that the show has made by far.
Yeah.
But I tried to reverse psychology it, see if it works.
I'm with you on that thinking for sure. All right, so we have a vote for this. Joe, where'd you go?
Well, I will just say before I flip this card over that everything I said about me trying to outwit my co-host here was just BS. I just said that. I said that to try to outwit them.
Oh,
He's a deep game, a deep player. All right.
I'm playing 3D chess here, but so what I did was I just decided I just took this for what I thought was my opinion on this. So I wasn't trying to psych anybody out on this one. So I picked that.
Ooh.
And I'll back this up, right? So why that? Good job, Tom, trying to outwit us. It worked.
We'll see.
I picked that because so far, I think that scene, and not just Uno getting brained, but the whole scene at One's Mill with the speech from what's her name, Alwyn, and that whole scene might be my favorite scene so far in the entire series. We'll see what happens in these next 4 episodes. And Uno getting killed early is the price to pay for that scene. I'm okay with it.
It was a powerful scene. Great way to show the Shanshin mean business. Much better than a tidal wave at a little girl.
Yeah,
much better.
How about if like that scene started and everything was going on, and then just a tidal wave came out of nowhere?
with a little girl like surfing on it.
Nice.
Hello, little girl.
She just picks up Uno right before he hits the spike and he sails on.
Throws him over her shoulder.
I don't want to spoil
Sweeps in.
anything for anybody who didn't read the books, but I'm going to say this. That girl comes back in the end and defeats the Dark One.
Oh, okay. Jen, I'm not getting a point this time. But your pick is going to determine who gets a point, and unfortunately, it won't be you. It's going to be whichever one you didn't side with. So,
Okay.
What you got, Jen?
So I went with this
Because
I liked the scene when Uno dies, but I didn't like that Uno died. So if I had to pick like who I cared about dying, who I wanted to die more, it's Layla, because she's not in the show. She's not in the book. She doesn't exist. She's not a real person.
that's a good logic. I
So
like
that's
that.
why I picked, even though prefer as in like which scene do I like better? Like the Uno one. But like as far as like if I had to pick one of these things to be in the show, one of these murders, I would pick Layla. Sorry.
There you go. All right, fair enough. Well, Joe is on the board. And we drink to you, Joe.
I'll drink to you as well.
All right.
Fantasy for the Ages, sponsored by Sam Adams Brewery.
If only. I would accept that sponsorship. Indeed. So yeah, I had sent these guys some rules on how we would drink, and I just on the fly have changed the rules because I wanted to drink more. So so every turn, most of us will drink, but somebody doesn't have to, and then Joe just takes a drink anyways because he wants to. It's a drinking game, you know. You want to do what
Yeah.
you want to do. All right, let's try our next one. I've got a couple of contested issues from the show for you to pick between. And in essence, giving you the chance if you could change something, which of these would you change?
Ooh.
So the first one is changing Loyal's death in episode 8 of season 1. I mean, obviously he didn't die, but it sure looked like he was going to die, stabbed with that dagger. So, okay. So you'd have the chance to change that. Or you could change Nynaeve's death in episode 8. That, oh no, she wasn't really dead, but dang, she sure looked dead. Come on. You know, the way these two things have been done, you get to decide which you would change. And feel free to tell us how you'd change it if you want to, but that's bonus. That's up to you. You ready? You got it? Joe is still pondering. And again, that temptation, you could change your mind till the music runs out. But you're running out of time. I am actually curious which one you guys are going to pick on this. Legitimately want to know. All right. We're back to starting with Joe. So, Joe, tell us which this or that you've picked and why.
I went with that, Jim.
All right.
I like saying your name at the end of sentences, by the way. It's just I don't know, it's meant to be. All right. So the only thing I would want to change about Loyal's death is just explain like how he recovered. So I don't really care that he got stabbed. More so of like, can you at least address what happened after that? But there's no, they didn't build up any kind of dagger deadliness in the show. So it's not like anyone who, all the viewers are just like, okay, he got stabbed, somebody healed him. He got healed by an Aes Sedai or somebody. So Nynaeve's death, yeah, that was, I mean, they've admitted it. The people who make the show admitted that they did a poor job with that in the makeup department, and they should have pulled back a little bit on the death makeup.
Little bit.
So I mean, it's under their own admission, so I'll have to go with that.
Okay. Well reasoned out. Jen, what about you?
I also went with that. I would make it not happen at all because there's literally been no mention of it happening. Every time everybody says that Nynaeve is the strongest channeler in 1,000 years, like, did they not tell anyone that Egwene healed Nynaeve from like just about dead?
No,
Like,
they forgot to talk about it.
They forgot that
Egwene
happened
is
too.
also very
So,
strong.
right.
Yeah.
So they're like, yeah, Egwene's strong, but Nynaeve. So yeah, I would take that whole thing out. And I would actually go as far back as having COVID not happen and giving us the original ending that we're supposed to get. That's what I
I
would
like
do.
your thinking.
I would
I do
remove the
too.
entire pandemic from the universe, and we'll go straight from there.
All
See
in
what
favor of
happens.
axing the pandemic. Here, yes.
Well, I will say one thing though, the good that came out of the pandemic is I get to work 3 days from home a week. So
Well, I don't know if it was worth. I don't know if those
was it worth all those
positive
people
outweighs the
dying?
negatives.
Probably not. No.
Probably not.
Just,
I mean,
Probably.
the commute's really bad. You gotta.
I mean, it might
I
be
don't know,
worth
man.
it, but probably
It's a long commute every day. I don't know.
not. Oh,
you
okay.
for
So
your
we have two
sacrifice.
votes that are the same. Tom, what do you got?
It's highly disappointing. I also picked that, much for the same reasons. I don't really. It doesn't really bother me. I know it bothers a lot of people about the whole Loyal stab not heal thing. But like I said, the dagger doesn't have magical powers yet in the show, right? It's just an evil dagger. Nynaeve's death is really bad. I don't know why they put like the Beauty and the Beast Egwene cries, and Nynaeve comes back to life, and like, yeah, they know that like they destroyed an army of Trollocs, but nobody knows like I can cure death with my tears.
False,
Yeah,
the Phoenix.
yeah,
Like
it's just
Rapunzel too.
it happens a
Wow.
lot in Disney movies, I think. But yeah, I really don't like that entire thing. I think much like the first book in the Wheel of Time series, the end of the first season really messes up how the One Power works and what it can do, and you just have to kind of ignore it when you're thinking about dynamics of the magic system in the world. I think it's the same thing, and I had hoped they wouldn't have done that. So yeah, that's what I would change.
Like you said, they are choosing to pretty much ignore it. So we don't talk about some things now. Yeah. All right.
We
So
don't
I got
talk
another
about Uno.
point there. You guys are setting a new trend here. I have never been ahead this far in this game.
Yeah, I believe your lead's untouchable.
But yes, if you haven't taken a drink yet, be sure to take a drink now, because I got the point.
So Jim, I think this is a credit to your choices. I tried one time to outwit people, but I'm like, I actually just want to share my real opinion too much on your choices. I can't help but answer honestly. So
now I love it. I love hearing that. Yeah, it is interesting to wonder what they're doing with the dagger. Is it going to have some more? I mean, it's got to have something more significant to it than just it's a evil dagger.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's
You
going
know,
to appear, right?
But they've clearly changed it to some degree. I mean, I've heard theories, it was loyal. He's an Ogier. So he just, shook it off like a human wouldn't have. Okay, maybe. But will they ever explain? Will there be some side comment in an episode? Where'd you get that scar? And he gets to talk about,
Maybe when Loyal's changing into his like slave attire for the next episode, the blue outfit, we'll see like a scar on him.
I'd be interested. That'd be interesting to see like some Ogier. Like they would have to do a lot of makeup job to get right, because if they're going to show him
upper body, yeah, that's true.
Right, that's a big makeup job. I wonder if they do something like that.
Starts in the chair at 2 a.m. that day.
Oh yeah.
I will say, like, I don't get too far afield, but the makeup, like the hair and makeup job on Loyal, is really tremendous. In the first season, it was really just facial, and he had his hands, but like he's got his sleeves rolled up, and he's got like these like long, thick white hairs on his arms. I'm like, it just doesn't look human, and I think it looks really cool. So,
there was in the last episode a moment, I think it was the last episode, where he reaches down. You're seeing from his point of view, and he reaches with his hand to help Perrin up, I think it is, and you see the detail in the hand that they've done. Really fantastic.
Plus, he had to throw people around in that fight scene. In that,
I want more Loyal.
He's long, dude. It was great. Man. He just popped right into a wall.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So awesome. All right, our next one coming at you here. You get the choice between Paddon Fane's whistling or Rand's madness whispers.
Ooh.
Which not everybody knows are there, but they're there. If you listen in these episodes that have been coming out in season 2, there's some whispering going on. I definitely caught it in the last episode, even without special headphones. It was there a little louder. So, okay, your choice between these two things that we're experiencing on the show. Joe's just picking both.
Or do I have a third card here that says something completely different?
It's tough.
All right, the final moments. Looks like you're settled. Tom's got that look on his face. I think this is what I want. I think.
That's it.
Okay.
I love that board.
So,
Ooh,
Jen, we get to check with you first this time. Which did you go with?
I went with this.
All right.
I really love the whistling. I love how we first noticed it, like, and how my favorite one is in the first episode where it's slightly playing while the Murdral is in the town square, and then it transitions into him whistling on the cart, and then you just like notice it in all the other episodes, and it's in episode 1 of season 2 that he is also in. So it's very subtle. I love it.
Yeah, anytime we get something that's that subtle, it's just beautiful. It's like the extra effort they've put into the show. Then they know not everybody's even going to notice, but they don't care. They're adding it. All right, so we have a vote for this. Tom, how about you?
All right, so I will say before I reveal my vote that this was the hardest one so far for me. I literally went back and forth multiple times before I chose this.
Also, Pat and Fane's whistling.
Yeah, so I took a different tack on it. I chose if I were in the world, which would I want to hear?
Oh.
And and
Well,
Wait. I
Okay.
already have a question. I already have a question about this, Tom. Are you talking? So when you're saying which one you would rather hear, are you talking about Rand's madness whispers in the sense that like you could also hear what the whispers to Rand are, or you're saying your own madness whispers?
I would say like no, I'm saying, am I Rand?
Okay.
Or am I somebody who's hearing Pat and Fane whistle? Which both situations are pretty bad, honestly. I mean, Rand's got some stuff going on for him, but like that guy's things are pretty. We're allowed to curse on it. Things are pretty fucked for him for a long time, And with that, like, you're probably. I hope we're allowed to. You're probably fucked when you hear Fane whistle, but you're definitely fucked if you're Rand al'Thor. So I chose this.
All right.
You're like, no, we're
legitimate reasons for this. Let's see where the mind of Joe went. What do you got, sir?
Jim, I'm going to say to you, congratulations. Because once again, great minds think alike. This this was a tough one too. This was the toughest one, and I was thinking about this a few different ways. I thought of this in the sense of like the Pat and Fane whistling was something new that I liked, where Rand's madness whispers are something we were expecting to get, and I do like that the way they put them in there. And I think episode 2 we get some madness whispers. Although I don't think those are madness whispers, to be honest with you. That's a whole nother theory. But yeah, I love the whistling. It was something subtle that they put in there that not everybody would necessarily pick up on. And then they also complemented it with like shots of Fane in the background every once in a while. I loved it. That was a great way to tell the audience that Fane's been around and following them without having to spend a lot of time explaining that.
Yeah, there you go. It was almost like the Where's Waldo books, and it was the Where's Patton. You hear the whistle. Where is he? He's there somewhere. Yeah, pretty good. All right, I just racked up my 4th point, so go ahead, take a drink. There is still enough time that it's possible someone can catch me, but the hill is getting steeper. It's definitely getting steeper. We did have some different opinions in the chat that time. I mean, some were with you, like Kate here, going with this because, sad for Rand if it's the other. But, some that are like Lumen.
Lumen.
It's cruel, but,
Wait, if you're a fan of Rand and you like him suffering?
And Dana Lou, just intrigued by the possibilities of those whispers. Appreciate all the thoughts. Keep them coming out there. So, all right, I have an interesting one coming at you here. Okay. Some interesting things, perspectives that are being given to us, perhaps, from the show. So for this first one, this choice is that, maybe the Trollocs are just hungry. Yeah, maybe that's it. Okay. Or the Seanchan are just reminding people of their duty. That's all it is. Yeah. So take a moment, ponder, and pick which one you're going to go with. Don't we all just want to now pat the face of a Trolloc? Good kitty. Good kitty.
Mhm.
You know.
Ah, this is a tough one, Jim.
Those Shanshin, they're clearly just misunderstood.
Yeah, just following orders, right?
Absolutely.
They're helping you, I think is what it's all about.
They're here to make life better for everybody.
Okay.
100%.
Made a
If you say
decision.
kneel, you better kneel.
That's it.
Every time.
And then there's that thing with the Shanshin. They've got a horn there. And they're ready to use it every time. I mean, is that the sole purpose that the horn sits on the front of their big palanquin? You know, it's like, holy crap.
Oh
That's
yeah.
cruel, man. Okay. Tom, we get to ask you first this time. So what do you think?
So I went with this. I went with this because I love that speech. That maybe they're just hungry. And this is the reason why. Because gluttony is one of the 7 deadly sins. And that whole speech is designed to trick you into saying being bad isn't bad. That's what I love, that Ishii is not
It's
just
just their nature.
yeah, but their nature is to eat too much, to always be hungry is, from a certain point of view, like a sin. And like he's presenting that they're not doing this, they're just doing this, which is still bad, but now I'm going to try and tell you that it's good. And I like that Ishii is a corrupter and not just like a mustache twirling villain. So that is why I picked this for that.
Great rationale. Love it. All right, so we have a vote for this. Joe, where did you go?
The Trollocs aren't just hungry, because if the Trollocs were just hungry, they would have eaten that girl, which was what I kind of was hoping happened in the Dark Friend social scene, but it didn't. And I'm sorry, Kate, who said fuck the Sean Chen in a mean way, not in a fun way. But I'm going with that.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. Tell us more.
So the Sean Chen are actually bringing peace and organization and order to the Almeth Plain. There's a lot of warring and fighting going on, and they're just slaughtering each other. Civil war and all that kind of stuff. So Shanshin come in and say, you know what, let's stop doing that. Just listen to us. We're putting in some structure, right? To be honest, like the everyday person is probably better off than they were before the Shanshin got there. And there's safety, order. I think that's what a lot of the middle class is looking for.
What about those 3 girls they ripped away from their
I
families?
was gonna say the
How
ordinary
they
person
feeling
who's
right
not
now?
a woman who can
All
channel.
right, do you want to compare the horror that Shanshin do to what Trollocs do? Is that what we're doing? Do we want to talk about Trollocs? They rip them away. They're not throwing them in a cook pot and eating them.
The man makes a point.
I don't know if it's a good point, but it is a point.
Well, yeah, I didn't judge. I said a point, indeed. Okay.
Tension's on, Jen.
I'm sorry. I'm just loving that Kate's coming at you, Joe.
I know.
That's
She's really,
great.
Kate, I just want to say this. We're talking about the TV show. Just want to say that, not real life fantasy.
Indeed.
I'm also trying to outwit my co-host here. So,
Jen, you're the one deciding who gets the point again. And again, sadly, it's not you.
It's okay. I'm sorry, Joe. I also went with that.
oh, Jen, how could you let Tom win?
All you have to do is swear. It's not hard. Just swear and they'll leave.
That's all.
That's true.
As long as you're not a woman who can channel. And then you're going with them. Or apparently a Shinaran soldier and an Ogier. But other than that, if you're like a regular man or a woman who can't channel, you're good. You're 100% good. Just swear. Trollocs, they'll eat you no matter what you are.
There is a good chance that the kid got eaten off screen. We just didn't see it.
Just saying, Sean Chen aren't going to eat you. That's all I'm saying.
I thought he was going to bite her hand off.
Me too, 100%.
Now, we don't know the Shanshin won't eat them because this is an adaptation.
This is true, Jim. That would be a bold choice as well to change the Sean Chen into
It's a
cannibals.
big army.
Slave traders isn't enough. Let's make them cannibal slave traders.
It's extra bad.
Yeah.
All right, so
Just in case people don't know that that's bad.
You know, they do want to keep us guessing of what they're going to do next, what they're going to adapt, you know, so we can't count on anything for sure. All right, we're all drinking in Tom's honor this time. Well done, sir. On the board.
Thank you. Everyone enjoy my pale arms as I relax during this drink.
the blind stuff.
The white balance is off.
All right, I'm laughing at Dana Lou's comment now.
That's true. Maybe they are hungry. Everybody gets hungry.
Oh, very good. Very good. All right. Let's see. What do I have up my sleeve? Oh my. Okay, this next one is some adult content.
Ooh.
Oh,
So you get to choose between two things that the show has presented to us.
All
The
right.
preference would be Alana's Menage a Trois versus Brandon Celine's bedroom play. So, you're thinking about this. Which way would you lean?
Going blind on this one.
And of course, while you guys are thinking, that scene where Alana starts to explain it all to Egwene had me busting a rib.
Oh my gosh, the best. I don't remember who said it, but I remember reading on Twitter someone going like, "This is the best example of Wheel of Time miscommunication that I've ever seen." Like, where they just
That was so good. And seeing her squirm, trying to get out of into what I really wanted to talk about. She acted that very well. All the acting has been great this season. All right. So we're all the way back around to Joe starting off the picks. So tell us what you want.
All right. I went with that, Jim.
Okay. I'm almost scared to ask, but please tell us why.
I liked, and I'm totally taking probably a different take on this than you're all expecting me to take on this. But I like what they did with Rand and Celine in the show. I think Rand and Celine relationship in the show is much better than what it was in the books. I like that it was more of a deeper relationship, and you got to see a little bit more of interaction with them with better dialogue, and not just Celine saying, seek glory. You could be the most powerful man, kind of silly stuff, and Rand just blushing. Yeah, I liked that's the reason why I'm picking the Rand and Celine part. I just thought it was really a really great adaptation and change or upgrade from the book relationship between the two of them.
All right. Good one. All right, we've got to vote for that. Jen?
I went with this.
Okay.
Because there's
Your thoughts.
3 hot people in this. There's 2 in that, and one of them is crazy, and the other one is going to be crazy soon. So I will pick the very attractive members of Alana's Menage a Trois.
Okay. Well done. Now Tom's the one deciding who gets a point. Maybe Jen ends up on the board. We're going to find out. What you got, Tom?
So I also went with that.
Oh, Jen gets the point.
Yeah.
Finally.
I will say this,
No, you will say that.
Well, I'll say that. Despite Alana's advice that she gives to Egwene, I just feel like anytime you're in any kind of I don't know where to put my hands. It's very,
You don't know where it goes.
I have an idea of where it goes. And,
I don't know.
But with Rand and Celine's bedroom play, I don't have to worry about where I put my hands, and I think that's very thoughtful. So I went with that choice.
Your wife would be proud. I don't have to worry where I put my hands.
I'm just saying she's thinking of that for you.
It's between It's between these two pillows. Those aren't pillows.
It's a topical reference.
Yes.
Ah.
Yes.
Well, we drink to you, Jen. You're on the board now. No skunks in this game.
Salud.
Hmm. And we've got some great comment. I mean, Kate is bringing game here. You know, the things
right.
she keeps throwing down here.
Dragon Rider.
Oh.
And then a little later on,
Oh. That's
Celine
now
indeed got
that's
point.
there's a double entendre right there, right? She got it from Maureen and Rand.
Yeah.
Just in case
I'd
you
like
didn't
to
get
ace her deuce if you catch my meaning.
All right.
Oh man, this is
Well,
good.
that whole
Sorry.
one could have been a lot scarier and more inappropriate. You guys managed it very maturely. Well done.
I tried to
Well
be
done.
like serious with it, and then y'all just went all dirty and lewd.
Dude,
I'm ashamed.
it was a question about like which sex thing you want to be a part of.
Oh, but that wasn't the question. It was just this or that. That was the question.
All right.
Oh, yeah. It's how you interpret the game. That's what
Thank
I'm
you.
saying.
That's what the beauty of this game is. There is no question. The
There you
question
go.
is in your head.
Right.
You make up the question.
How early did you start pre-gaming? That's the question in my head right now.
I only had 2 drinks before we started.
But how big were they? Yeah.
No, nothing.
It's everyone's definition of drink. All right. This next one's pretty easy. Not too deep to have to think about. We've got 2 things to pick between. So in the show, we've got Varen taking the place of Van Deen. Okay, that's a choice they've made in the adaptation. We also have Elias taking the place of Huron. So 2 different swap outs, adaptation choices. Which one do you pick as your preference of these? We're going to deep spoilers, but there are ramifications for some of these, you know. You might be taking into account.
Switching it up.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
It's good to have that extra time. I mean, y'all aren't going to catch me at this point, but there's a matter of pride amongst the 3 of you as to which of you wins over the other 2. You got that going on right now. Because you're a 3-way tie at the moment. All right. Let's see. So this time, Jen, you're going to reveal first. What do you got?
Okay, I actually like both of these. This was a hard choice for me. I decided to go with this. I was definitely not expecting to see Varen in that role, but I'm glad we did because it gave us a little more Varen than I think we would have gotten if she started in the tower. I gave her some stuff to do, and I think we will be seeing her in the tower probably later on in the season, but I did like that. I do also like Elias taking the place of Huron because Huron really doesn't do anything, but I'll go with this.
Okay. Yeah, it made a lot of sense to me for Varen to be replacing Van Deen. I mean, just thinking broad picture. I really like that adaptation choice. Yeah. So I'm with you on this. Tom, how about you?
Yeah, I went back and forth on this. As I mentioned, I eventually landed on this. Yeah, I think I agree with you, Jim. Without getting too far afield into spoilers, this takes a book mystery and adds an extra wrinkle to it. For show viewers in the future, perhaps. So that's the way I would go. I really do like the Elias replacing Huron bit. I thought that it's been done really well, and I like how they kind of in the last episode 4, that they kind of hinted that he's been around. He was around in the first season. You just didn't see him. Like he's been there the whole time. So kind of like retro putting him into the storyline, I thought was fun too. But yeah, I went with Varen replacing Vandy, and I think that there's more fun for future seasons with that change.
Yeah, there we go. All right, we've got 2 votes for this. Joe, what did you do?
Let's make it a clear sweep.
Oh, another point for Jim.
I picked this just because I wanted to talk about it, not because of any other reason. That's the only reason.
Talk away, my friend.
Yeah. So what I thought was weird was that Vandine was the green sister, and right, Adelius was the brown. So they decided to switch Vandine and Adelius, or Adelaus, however they want to say it in the books, in the show, and then change Varen into the other sister, which I thought was an odd choice. And I know a lot of people said, well, Varen and Vandine, that might be confusing. And I was like, no, that sounds awesome. It would have been great if it was Varen and Vandine. Right? I mean, I don't know. That's my thoughts on it. I don't know. I'd love to know the reason why they swapped Vandine and Adelaus for the show and then got rid of one of them. That's all I'm curious about. So if anyone from the show is watching, which I'm sure they are, hit us up. Let us know. What's the name?
Adelaus is more fun to say than any of the other names.
Oh, they say Adelius, right? That's what they say on the show.
Is that what they're saying on the show now? Adelius? Man,
I think that's what Maureen was saying. Adelius. Oh no, Adelaus. She was saying Adelaus, right?
I think so.
That's how I have always said it, Adelaus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I say Adelius.
I say it like I'm Falco. And
no, I'm Spinner.
Rock me Adelaus. There you go.
Rock me Adelaus. more topical references for this show.
There it is.
Our references from the 80s and 90s are strong.
We're all there. All right, so you're all drinking for me that time. That puts me up to a all-time high of 5 points. Who knew?
Is that really an all-time high?
Yeah, I've not had this many points ever.
Wow.
Never. You guys just keep pushing them on me.
Have you ever had like 3 people or people from the same show be on this?
Yes.
Black Tower,
yes.
right?
We had the Black Tower podcast on.
Oh yeah.
So
I saw that one.
Yeah. So yeah, again, we've got great things coming at us from the chat. I particularly I'm with Dana Lou on that. You know, give me more Varen. The more Varen we get, she's one of my absolute favorite characters in the show.
There's great comments too. So. People are saying like, do we even know that Adelaus is a green? I don't. I just assumed she was because
she likes dudes a lot.
Because
she doesn't have a warder even.
I'll have to go back and look at the.
She used to maybe.
I think Vandine was brown, and so Varen switching out made sense. But my memory must be wrong.
I'm gonna look this up. I could totally be wrong, but I thought I looked this up. Oh, Vandine was green. Yeah, Vandine was the green.
Okay. All right.
Adelaus was the brown. All right. Adelaus. Sorry. We just assuming that Adelaus is green just because.
Yeah, because she's very colorful right now. We don't know what she is.
Yeah, and because of her promiscuity, I guess.
She's promiscuous just because she likes to look at land.
Well, she makes a couple other comments.
I know, but
she's frank.
She's horny. Doesn't mean she's promiscuous.
I mean, are there any horny?
Hashtag horny.
Is there such thing as a horny brown? I don't know.
It sounds like a snake or like a turtle or something.
Horny brown.
The horny brown.
It sounds like something.
But like a dragon in Harry Potter.
It sounds like
out of his bag. The horny brown.
And then we look at the horny brown and its native savannah.
The horny brown. I feel like you should not go and Google horny brown because something will come up that you don't want to see.
No.
Don't do it. Or do it. Do it and let us know what happens.
Just don't do it live on the show.
Yeah, you do it and then tell us in the chat.
No, I have to put my VPN on for something like that.
All right, let's since we're talking about horny Aes Sedai and all, let's go to this next prompt where I'm going to ask you to choose between Maxim and Ivan or Yvonne.
That's just cruel.
Oh
you must make a choice. All right, this. No.
With snacks. I mean, how could you? Mm.
This is now the toughest one.
I'm gonna say, yeah. It's how do you predict?
Ah.
Wide open on this one. What a sigh.
I hate you, Jim. I hate you right now.
This is really,
I love
really
that.
very, very tough.
And we've got a lot of comments in the chat on this one, so they're thinking. All right. Let's see. 5, 6, 7, Joe, I think, or no, Tom, I think you're first in this one, aren't you?
I
Yeah.
believe so.
So, Tom, reveal your wisdom. What do you have?
So I went with that. I went with Ivan, and I'll tell you, literally until the last 2 minutes of the last episode, it would have been Maxim. I feel like he's so awesome, and I loved him in the episode 4. I thought he was terrific, but at the end of the episode, when Maxim and Alana have read the letter or read the poem, and they give it to Ivan for him to read it, and he reads it out loud. But they've already read it. They're giving it to him. He reads it out loud to my reading because he has a sense of dramatic. And I that put him over the top for me, that he's like, I can't just read this and keep knowledge to myself. I have to dramatically read this for the world and for the audience, but
And
still
for
for the
us.
world. Yeah, but like, so that's what put him over the top for me. And that's why I went with that for my answer.
All right. I love it. Joe, how about you?
I love that Ivan got so much more in this season so far, much more dialogue. I liked exactly what Tom was saying about him. I also like that he talks about how he doesn't like to talk as much. You know, he's a quiet type, and I like that because if I want a water, I don't want somebody who's just going to be yapping in my ear constantly. So I went with Maxim. Sorry, Yvonne. I really wanted to go with Ivan, but I couldn't get around the snacks. I just couldn't do it. I mean, I'll deal with the talking and the quips that maybe I don't want to hear, but because if he brings me snacks, then that's all. That's it. All is forgiven. Sorry, Yvonne. I'm sorry.
All right. We have a
I'm
vote
so
for
sorry,
this.
please.
We have a vote for that. And we have some interesting things coming in the chats. But Jen, where did you go?
This.
Oh,
So,
Tom.
I was gonna say it's purely physical. Ivan's a very attractive man as well, but it's a Maxim for me. And not only is he a good snack warder, but apparently he anticipates her need for snacks without even having the bond unmasked. So that is how good he is.
So intuitive.
Sorry, Ivan. You're good too, but Maxim gets the edge.
Maybe if Ivan posted some pictures of him ripped and working out on the internet, then
Yeah,
maybe.
maybe. What was he has like
Emmanuel Amani, that's
tattoos
all I'm
on his
saying.
mouth?
Yeah, I
I
noticed
never
that. in the
noticed
last
that
episode.
They're
before.
like there was scar. It's like scarring, I think.
But that's
It's
like
a thing that
tattoos?
some in Africa there are some tribes
That's
that do
what
that to themselves.
Turok has on his head. I'm telling you, it's like carved into his head. We'll see it next week. But
Oh yeah. That's a thing in the books. I think the Sean Chin, right?
Yeah.
Don't they have like Sean?
I don't know, but maybe it's like kind of the same thing.
yeah.
That's not really on his face though, or is that for the show?
For who?
Ivan. Is that
I think that's
Emmanuel
for the
Amani?
show.
Dana
Okay,
Luke
yeah, I
points
think
it out.
so.
Scarification.
Yeah. I never
Indeed.
noticed it before the last episode.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
All right.
And the
Well,
important thing here is that now of the show of the Tongariro cast members, I'm
Tom
in the
has
lead.
pulled ahead.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. I couldn't get past the snacks. Sorry, Jen. I couldn't get past the
Drinking
snacks.
to you, Tom.
it's fine.
Interesting speculation from Kate, is Ivan Seafolk.
Well,
Maybe.
I like that.
poor
Interesting.
guy.
Poor guy.
And then not speculation, just commentary that Maxim's hair is gorgeous. All right. Yeah. All right. I have one last set from the show. So this is what we're going to end with, which means Either Tom is gonna be the winner amongst you three, or someone's gonna pull into a tie against him, so he can't brag against the other two forever. So
Okay, come
that's
on. Now
what's
we
at
gotta
stake
be.
here. Okay, that's all that matters. Your choices this time
Ugh.
is to drink Nynaeve's purified water,
Jesus.
or sit down and have a fortune telling from Min. Truly come to know what your future will be. Some would say that's quite terrifying. Something to do with. I'll be interested to hear your rationale on your choices here, because
God.
there's rationale to go with either direction.
Are we receiving our fortune telling from Min or having
Yes.
her ability? Okay. That's what I thought.
Shit.
That water was really gross.
It was very gross.
What do you think it was actually in real life?
I believe it was iced tea, from what I heard.
I would have
That'd
kept
work.
saying we need to redo
Iced
this
tea.
scene. Some delicious iced tea.
All right, we're back to the beginning. So, Joe, you're sharing first. What do you have?
I ain't drinking no dirty water, Jim. Give me my
Interesting
fortune.
choice.
You're
All
asking
right.
me, do I want to drink dirty water or have my fortune told and someone tell me what's going to happen in the future? That's a no-brainer, Jim.
He threw the
Okay.
card.
All right. Interesting choice. I'll still say. Jen, what do you think?
I also went with that. I do not want to drink that rancid
Where's
dishwater.
Tom's card? Where's Tom's card?
It's right here. Don't worry.
And yeah, I don't think there's gonna be anything hopefully too surprising in my future, but I guess I'll find out.
It doesn't matter. Tom already won.
That's
This is true, actually, now. You're right. But, Tom?
Sorry.
Were those
So-
Tom? Were those made before this game even started, or did you just do that right now?
No, I made them at the beginning. This is the end. so-
Okay.
All right. So, yeah. Now, I will say this, and I think that like people aren't realizing like every Min has the fortune telling power of Bruno. It's like everything bad that's gonna happen to you is what she sees, right? And I
Not
think that's like
always.
where we're going for here. That she really only sees the terrible things that happen to you in your future, or at least that's what she seems to be thinking about in her dreams, right? So, that being said, I don't want dysentery, so I'll take. And I think if I drank the water that night, that's what Min would see. You're going to die of a terrible bowel disease. So yeah, I'm gonna go for the fortune telling from Min.
I would probably vomit right away if I drank that water.
See, I have to admit, I'd go the other direction. And I'm for the reasons Dana Lou put in the chat. You know, the dirty water, it comes, it goes, but the memory of what your future is never goes. You're
Well,
stuck
no,
with
because it's your future and it's going to happen, so you'll never forget. Either
it now.
way,
Do I
even if
really want to know I'm perhaps going to die miserably in a Trolloc cookpot, and now I'm stressing the rest of my life because I know that's my end? Do I want to know that? I
Well,
don't
you know,
wanna
would be
know
the fun
that.
thing to do is right if you found out if Min read you and said you're going to die horribly in a Trolloc cookpot, that means like you would, if you would try to kill yourself to like prevent that, you would just keep screwing up. And or something would happen to prevent you to kill yourself because you'd have to die in the Trolloc cookpot.
Yeah.
So it'd make for an interesting story. That's for sure.
But you know, I'm like Nynaeve on this. Down the hatch, and okay, it's horrible, but it's over.
She
Done.
was
It's
fine.
done. Yeah, she went out and vomited outside the room. Come on, we know she did. Come on.
And Matt's fine.
And he doesn't know what his future is. See?
Yes, he does.
Don't tell me. I don't want to know.
That's true. That's true.
Oh. All right. Well, that is it. We've made it to the end of the show here. You guys did a great job playing along, giving us good reasonings. Again, Tom, I drink to you as the Talk Around Riyadh winner.
There's only one winner here tonight, Jim.
I mean, y'all gifted me this game completely, so thank you for that. I mean, 6 points. No one is ever gonna do that again, I'm sure.
Has anyone ever got 6 points on this game?
Oh no one's ever gotten that high.
We'll gladly
Wow.
be here. This is it. This is a landmark episode.
History.
People are gonna think that the fix was in. Like that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah. This should be in the Guinness Book of World Records, right? Can we apply for that?
You know, we've got video documentation. I don't see why not.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So thank you for playing. Thank you for hanging out with us for a while. Anything particularly noteworthy or significant coming up on your show that you'd like to toss out to people that they should know? Hey, we're going to be doing this soon. Come check us out.
We've got our episode 4 review, just, deep dive discussion episode coming out on Monday. So be on the lookout for that. We've also been doing episode recaps. So just like quickly going over, like summarizing the episode in like 7 minutes or so. If you want a quick summary of the episode, go check those out on YouTube.
How many times have you watched the first 4 episodes now of season 2?
6.
Each one?
Whew.
You watch it each 6 times, Tom?
Not the 4th one, but the first 3.
Wow.
That's a lot. Wow.
I
Do you
think-
still have a job, Tom? I'm just checking.
So I'll tell you the truth. So I watched them each like about 2 times straight through, and then another time like bits and pieces for each episode that we do. And then I'm trying to watch. My wife watch them with me, except we have to wait until the kids go to bed to watch the show, and so she falls asleep, and so we have to kind of rewatch them again. It took a while for everything. Yeah,
I'm finding these much more fun. This is just personal, but much more fun to rewatch than season 1 did.
Yeah.
There were things with season 1 that ticked me off, and so it was hard to rewatch some of those things. I don't feel that way about season 2. I'm just loving the show this year.
Yeah, it's very good. It's very good.
Yeah, there's less. It's got more rewatch power. I think there's less like, or like there's less. I'm dreading this scene coming up, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah. Totally other question for you before we kind of wrap things up. JordanCon tickets went on sale today. Did you grab yours yet? Your memberships? Are you planning to be there this time again?
No, not yet. Not sure yet. Didn't get the ticket yet. Not
We
sure.
didn't get the ticket yet. But I'll say this: we've gotten press passes in the past, so we don't normally get tickets. We get press memberships, so it's a little different. But yeah, I hope to see people there. When we're all in Atlanta. Yeah.
There you go. So all of you watching this, if you're with us live, there you go. JordanCon passes are available now. Get yours while they're out, while they're hot. Don't miss your chance. All right. Well, again, thanks for being here. Fun game. You now are in the club. You have survived this or that. And you can understand what people go through as they try to figure out which choice to make. It's not as easy as it looks like.
No, you are evil.
No, it's really
Jim.
not. This was
You are evil.
This was really a hell of a lot of fun, and I am more grateful now than I was at the beginning that you invited us on. So thanks very much.
Yeah. Thanks, Jim.
Well, my pleasure. It's only fun if people come and play. So thanks again, everybody. It's been a blast having you here with us in the chat and all. So that's all we got. Thanks for being here. We will talk to you next time.
Bye, chat.
And the stream is ending.